Guys, I don't know. Tonight, seeing this Tucker Carlson video on Twitter, standing in the middle of Moscow, there to interview Putin, I had a similar feeling to seeing this as when the World Trade Center came down. And I don't know if that's because of where I'm at in my life, what I've seen in the World Trade Center coming down, being born when I was born. I don't know. Maybe the rest of the world doesn't think that something big happened tonight. Let's hope Tucker makes it home. I'm serious. Tucker might be willing to go down with the ship in doing this. If he doesn't make it back home, if he gets stuck in Russia, that would not be fun. Fun stuff is not ahead if these kind of things start happening. Life gets really unfun. I suggest we start just talking to one another again. We all have pets now, right? Everybody's got a dog. Should all bring your dogs to the dog park. People are starting to talk again at the dog park. But if your dog, you probably don't come to the dog park if your dog attacks other dogs. It's okay though. Bring it in. Lots of dogs attack other dogs at the dog park. We're all just getting to know one another again. Just keep at it. Get your dog outside, though. I know we'll do anything for our pets, but keeping them is half the battle. No, really, everybody, this, mark my words, it's 10 minutes to midnight, February 6th, 2024. What Vladimir Putin has to say tonight about this war. Our federal government has intervened more than once to shut this interview down. It actually kind of looks like they're shutting down the release of the interview, but maybe not. They might be overloaded. They might have an error on the website. I don't know. It says there's a link to the video and it was released like 4 minutes ago or something like that. It's a little convoluted. Who knows what this could trigger? I should probably look at the futures markets. See what's going on. Yeah, futures are moving. Futures are going down. So if Putin just calls BS on everything and confirms everything Tucker's been saying, or a lot of other, I don't know, conspiracy theorists, whatever we want to call them, misinformation spreaders. I don't know. I was kind of under the impression that the Russians are the ones spreading the misinformation. So maybe, I don't know. We'll see what happens. But I suggest not watching the mainstream media. My mom watches the mainstream media, and it's actually kind of good because I don't really have to pay attention to it much. I don't watch much TV. I just get all my information via streaming sources. YouTube is, the easiest place and the place I've been using the longest, but YouTube has a political view. It's a bummer. We got to stop having so much political view. I mean, if we don't let the people take this country back, I don't learn foreign languages easily. I don't. I'm sorry. I don't want to either. I'll be 50 this year. all I want to do is make money, spend time with my kids, and grow some truffles, rescue some dogs, and have some more cool adventures. That's it. And what's going on right now in the world? I don't like those kind of environments. This is the first time we've been in one in my life. This bad. I thought the Cold War was bad. This is way worse. So yeah, anyway. Let's hope Tucker makes it back from Russia. And tomorrow morning the markets open up and volatility stays low. Maybe they'll bring mortgage rates down next cycle. Who knows? Maybe we live in a utopia now. A crime-ridden depression utopia of drug addiction and invasions. Maybe this is a dream. No, it's not a dream. It's not a dream. It's happening. It's really fucking happening. I hope all you younger kids, and I can't believe how fast life goes from 18 to 50. It goes really fast. The decisions you're all making in your late teens and 20s, you're going to blink an eye and your kids are going to be out of high school. What kind of a world do we want for all these kids? I want my kids to be useful. I want my kids to be nice to people. That's important to me. Being nice to people is really important to me. I spent a lot of time with my grandma growing up in the late 70s and early 80s, and my grandma and I hung out like I'm so lucky my grandma was around. I don't think mom was very nice. She liked to drink a little bit. So grandma and I hung out. We made applesauce, helped my grandpa move pipes around the orchard and water the apple trees. They were great people. The World War II generation. I'm most bummed that my kids won't really know anybody from that generation. They were some really, really nice, cool, brave freaking people in that generation that are now almost gone. I guess they'd have to be if I'm going to be 50 this year. They're probably long gone. I know my grandma is, and I miss her a lot. I'll bet a lot of people have died. A lot of people have died in the last 10 years. A lot of friends have died. A lot of death. Suicide numbers are up. People are in a bad place right now. Obviously, people have made a lot of money. The economy's going at rates that, at least in my formal training, have been unsustainable for like 2 years now. I think we can guarantee that we're going to say, this time is different. That's what we said last time, and it was different. But it's going to be different again. This time's going to be different again. It's, this spring has been coiling for a long time. I think I know what it is. I think I know what it is. I'm not really allowed to talk about what I think it is. You'll learn more about that as things progress. But I think I know what's causing it. Yeah. Anyway. There's weird shit going on. There's weird shit going on. Now's the time to make sure your loved ones know you love them. You want to make your kids feel as safe as they can feel. You want to tell them you love them. You want to hug them. You want to give them a safe place. Kids go through this shit too. We're in a war. Kids get scared. And there's a lot of defense mechanisms out there that show itself as narcissism. There's a lot of adolescent narcissism. There's a lot of narcissism in the world, period. You all know what I'm talking about. There's a lot. I think narcissism is kind of a self-defense mechanism these days, to be honest. I really do. It's there's so much of it in the corporate world. There's so much of it in marriages and parents treating each other like shit, like two narcissists, like just a constant narcissistic battle. I mean, everybody's a little bit narcissist in their own way, I would imagine. I guess you'd have to be a narcissist to say that, right? Whether it's God that makes you feel comfortable, whether it's music, that's one thing I think we should bring back. Totally, we should bring back music. There's no good music anymore. They took music out of the schools, and I guess kids don't learn instruments or have bands to look up to. That sucks. That really sucks. It is kind of cool, though, because they're like refinding all the 80s and 90s music again, which the nostalgia's fun. I think being Gen X and living through this nostalgic time period, I feel lucky to be born in 1974, like at this point, because I've seen it all take place, like literally. From the rotary phone in the house only, going from rabbit ears to cable, getting the first IBM PC, being on CompuServe in 1985. And then where we're at today, where artificial intelligence saved me like 8 hours of work and wrote me something that an assistant would have to write somebody back in the 80s and even the 90s. Shit's moving fast. I thank God that I got into computers and got into everything as a kid. Got dirty, played outside, rode motorcycles, fixed shit. I had a farm that I was required to work on, so it sucked. I hated working. I hated hauling tile onto the rooftops and watching people shoot cows in the head or having to catch chickens and have their heads cut off. I didn't love that. It was kind of traumatic for me as a kid, but looking back on it now, it gave me a perspective that I don't think a lot of people have. Or maybe they do. I don't know. Maybe if you see stuff on YouTube, maybe that's why everybody's so smart these days or seems to have all this experience. I don't know. It seems like everybody's ego is just, it can't get out of their way. I got a little bit unlucky in business. I mean, everybody does, but I think businesses fail more often, not because it's a bad idea or a poorly put together business product wise, but interpersonal relationships with employees and getting people to work and be efficient and, care about the company. That's where it's at. And I think confidence is as low as it's ever been. No question. I have to work on that with my kids daily. And really like working on a kid's confidence, I think. I mean, at least I treat it that way as I just talk to my kids. I ask them about their feelings. One's a little more open than the other. Knowing what they've gone through, I remember being 14 and 18 like it was yesterday. I remember stuff that went through my head back then. So I feel like I can talk to them, and I do. But as a parent, I deal with the heartache of like, really, you don't want to talk to me anymore? Everybody does, but you want to keep at your kids. No question about it. Don't let your ego get in the way of your relationship with your kid. I have gotten to the point where I've wanted to punch my oldest, and he's pushed me to that point, and we've gotten there. But that was also due to other relationships. Not every relationship is perfect. We know that. There's a reason the bridal store is out of business. There's a reason you go to the mall and nobody's renting tuxedos or doing weddings anymore, because marriage is over. Over. I'm done. I'm 2 marriages, 2 divorces. I'm the only guy probably to get divorced twice in less than 2 years. Yeah. Married for 19 years almost, and then married for 18 or 19 months. I'm done. I do dogs now. So dogs are my, that's my warm body at night that I sleep next to, if I'm lucky. Now that Rainey won't let Lester in the bed anymore. So now I don't even get a dog to sleep next to. They both sleep on the floor. So yeah, a lot of stuff's changing. It's a whole new world out there soon. We're going to see it coming. You know, it's all over the place. The commentary on where we're headed or where things are going it's interesting. I have my ideas of who's going to make out, like how big and with how much. Well, not really with how much, but I don't know. It's going to be interesting to see where the losses get distributed this time. Because that's pretty much how it goes. The federal government has been a massive cash cow for a long time. Our productivity and our technology, and if our borders are open like they are in the southern border, and that's how things operate in Washington, which is what looks to me just like hyper politicized bullshit, and that the judicial system is bullshit, and anybody can just do whatever they want in the government, which is what it looks like to me. And if they can do that to Trump, or, you know, if Biden can take as much money out of China as he has, you know, what's China get? Where's this money going that's like illegally going to the Ukraine? I mean, are we making all the oligarchs in Ukraine as rich as can be, along with the Bidens and everybody else, by approving these funds that go to the Ukraine? I mean, when this shit hits the fan, it could be weird. It could be very weird. I've run into people like hightailing it out of town, like loaded up, got the building supplies, got the cabin going on the property, the whole 9 yards. Like there's people getting prepared for this. And it's, I don't know, it's Cold War era stuff to me. So when I say I had that feeling tonight when I saw Tucker's face on Twitter, that he was interviewing Putin. That's how Putin. I pronounce it Putin. Vladimir Putin. I just got done watching The Americans too. And my mom and I watched all 6 seasons, like back to back. I get up at 5 every day, so she always wants me to stay up a little later. So we regimented it out, but it was good. Good show. Highly recommended. Highly recommend watching The Americans. It's good TV. And I don't watch many shows, but yeah. Well, anyway, that's it. Everybody, good luck out there. We'll be back to more. I don't know. I'll get an idea what I can start putting out there and what I can't put out there, but I've spent the last 5 years looking pretty closely at this stuff, and if anything, it's going to make great entertainment. That's kind of what I'm shooting for, but it's sure going to be fun to watch. Let's hope Tucker gets home. Good night.